Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is Mr. Mudathir from Legacy School and this is ICT Year 7, and this lesson is basically just theoretical points that we're going to learn, and this class is about evaluating information found on websites. We had this class at school, but then you have to watch it again online even if you did come to school, and that is because you need to write a paper right after this lesson about the whole lesson. I'm going to share this file as a PDF so that you guys can get back to it whenever you want to. Probably I'll share it on CISO. So let's get started. Evaluating information found on websites. In this brief, a tiny unit, we're going to learn about techniques for evaluating information on websites, how to work out whether a website is reliable or not, how to tell a difference between a fact and an opinion. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so website ownership. There's so much information available on the internet that it's not always easy to tell whether we can trust the information that we find. There are several techniques that you can use to test whether you think information is reliable or not. The first thing you should do is check the website address, which is also known as the URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. There are some clues that will help you to find out where the information has come from and what kind of organization or person is behind the website. For example, most websites in UK end with the URL ends with .gov.uk, as you can see right here. This means that the website is owned by the UK government. Over here in Sudan it's .gov.sd. Let's double check that. The next extension or the next part of the URL is .org or org. This means that the website is owned by a charity or other organization, but not a business. Org is basically short for organization. We also have .com or .co.uk. Depends on the country. In Sudan it's .sd, in India it's .co.in, .co.in, and it's different from one country to the other. This means that the website is owned by a company or a business. The next is .sch. This means that the website is owned by a UK school. Next is .ac. This means that the website is owned by a college or university. .uk, this means that the country code and shows which country the website owner is operating from. There are lots of these. Example, au.au.it.de.ch, depends on the country. We also have .tv. This means that the website probably has a lot of multimedia content and is used to broadcast information. You should think about what type of person or organization owns the website and what their purpose might be in having the website. So basically everyone nowadays, everyone is able to buy a domain name or a space where you can upload a website, and you can just create a website. We've studied how to create a website using HTML in year 5 and year 6. And it's not that difficult. We also have softwares that can create a website for you instead of actually typing the code for HTML. So basically anyone can create websites and they can write whatever they want, but you need to know that whether the information that they are publishing, is it correct or not. Next page is trusting the information. Understanding the URL is a good start, but it still doesn't tell you everything. For example, there are millions of websites that ends in .co.uk or .com, and many of these may be unreliable. Another way that you can check is you can find out more about the person or organization behind the website. You should always ask yourself, why they are putting the information onto a website. For example, www.dcsf.gov.uk is the Department of Children, Schools and Families. They are the part of the government responsible for education. Therefore, most of the information has been put there to inform pupils, teachers and parents. So whatever information that you read from this website, just make sure that it's a fact or it's accurate. Next is www.tesco.com or tesco.com is a website for a well-known supermarket chain. They put information on the website to inform us of what they are selling and to persuade us to buy things. For example, we have supermarkets here in Sudan, Al Anfal or Sana Mart. If they do have a website over here and you go into that website and they tell you about the products and prices in that website, you need to be sure that these pieces of information are correct and I'm going to rely on them. The next web page or URL, www.youtube.com. This is a website where people can post videos, video clips to entertain and inform. But that still doesn't mean anyone who record themselves and tell you whatever they tell you, you need to believe that. Maybe they are informing you, but you still need to check whether they are telling the truth or not. You can also look at the link from the website. For example, if there's lots of advertising on the site and you get lots of pop-ups, then you are likely to be on a commercial site where they are trying to sell you something. Pop-up is like a type of message that just pops up in front of you whenever you are on a website, and basically it's used to advertise. Like if I have a very popular website, I created that website and it's getting really popular, other companies would come to me and would ask me, can we make commercial advertisement on your website? So I will create pop-ups on my website to advertise for other companies. So that website is actually a commercial website. I'm getting I'm actually having profit from that website. So if there are links to well-known organizations like government websites or charities, then you can probably trust the information more. Facts and opinions. Okay, facts and opinions. Whenever you read information from websites, you should always think about whether the information is a fact or an opinion. For example, sales of song downloads have overtaken those of traditional CDs. Source BBC. What do you think? Should we trust that piece of information? It's telling us that CDs are no longer, like, people are not buying CDs anymore. That's not it's not the traditional way of buying music nowadays. So just people are downloading now. And who said that? BBC. So probably you would trust that because it's the BBC. It's a well-known organization. This is a fact. It has come from a reliable source and it can be checked using other sources. I think that in 5 years time it'll be impossible to buy CDs. Well, actually nowadays it's almost like nearly impossible to buy a CD. You can buy a blank CD to have backups. That means you create an extra copy on that CD for information that you never want to lose. So nowadays people are using CDs and DVDs just to create backups for information and put them on your closet in case your laptop got broken or something. So it will all be done by downloads. Source: music download sites. This is an opinion, probably, because still today people use CDs till now. That's why it's an opinion, but that doesn't mean it may not be true in like 5 or another 5 or another 10 years. Next is check the validity of information. Okay, introduction right here. In Unit 1.1, we looked at whether we could trust information or not by looking at who owned the website and why they put the information on the internet. In this unit, we will look at further techniques you can use to decide whether information is valid or not. Checking validity. If information is valid, this means that it is true. Sometimes it can be difficult to tell what is true and what isn't. For example, if you wanted to find out the most popular sport in the UK, an internet search will show you that, well, we have two internet search results over here. The first one is telling you football is the most popular sport in the UK, and the next one is telling you fishing is the most popular sport in the UK. So which of these two? Now we have common sense, right? Let's go to the next page. One way to find out is to look at the hits you get back from a search engine and to look at the links to see where they came from. For example, a Google search for most popular sport in the UK will show links that say it is football and links that say it is fishing. By reading the descriptions listed in the search engine, you will see that these links are to websites run by local football clubs and local fishing clubs, online articles from well-known newspapers, government research websites, forums and chat rooms about football and fishing. Some of these sites say it's football, some say it is fishing, so we still don't know. We could probably trust the information from the newspaper and the government more than we could trust from the clubs and chat rooms. If you can't work out who is behind a website, go to the home page or the About Us page to see if you can find out who they are and why they have a website. If that doesn't help, then look at whether there are links from the site to other sites that you have read of. If there are links to well-known sites, you may trust this site more. If all the links are advertising, you might just think that they are trying to sell you something. Okay, so a website is not just one web page. They have lots of pages. Home is one page. Like for example, google.com is a home page to google.com. Google.com can also be a website because it has plenty of sites inside of it, plenty of pages inside of it. And About Us is one of the web pages that you find inside most of the websites that you have. For example, Facebook has a website, has About Us web page. Most websites in the world. The home page, which is basically the first page that shows up, and the About Us is the page where they put on information about the company or the person or the organization and so on. Sometimes you may not find About Us, sometimes you may find Contact Us, and in Contact Us you'll find information about that person and as well as contact information. Another thing to look at is whether there is likely to be any bias in the information. For example, some websites might have a particular interest in saying one thing or another. In this case, the website of a local club, the local clubs for forums and chat rooms may not be reliable as the information is given by people who love their particular sport. It's a bit like arguing whether a friend over which is the best band on the planet or what is the best program on the television. Alright, next. The information may be biased because the website is trying to persuade you to have a certain opinion, or maybe it is just trying to sell you something. For example, one of the sites that says fishing is most popular is a travel business that arranges fishing trips. Up-to-date information. Another check is to see how up-to-date the information is. The most popular sport in the UK this year might not be the same as last year, right? information can change quickly. For example, if you were trying to find the cheapest flight to Spain, that could be changing every minute. Some information does not change, and this makes it easier to check. For example, if you were asked to find out when Henry the Seventh was king or who invented the light bulb, then these facts do not change over time. Well guys, this is the first part for evaluating information found on websites. I'd like you to grab a big blank paper and write about what, in your opinion, how you can evaluate information found on not just websites, online, everywhere online. And talk about websites, the URL, which URL that you think might be trusted or not. Talk about information that you can trust. Talk about facts and opinions, and how you can check the validity of information online. Also talk about opinions and facts. What do you think about that? Which give us an example of two situations where one is an opinion and one is a fact. Also talk about up-to-date information. Give us another example besides the tickets, flight tickets, or arrangement of tours in the country, or maybe for example the dollar's rate in Sudan changes almost like every 2-3 times every day, right? So give us another example about information that needs to be up to date and it changes very frequently. Write about that and submit it here in CISO. There's another way to submit your paper. You can also use the notepad or the text editor that you can find whenever you click on response to this lesson or any other lesson, just like this one right here, written by Amir. You can also type your paper using the same method. Just use the text editor in CISO. Well, until I see you in the next lesson, guys, take good care. Bye.